It's the mom life.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Living in the Moment with B.
And Steph, hello friend, happy spring!
Yay, happy spring. Although we literally just came out of like a hailstorm last night, so I don't know
I
what kind of
know,
spring we're in, but
it's freezing outside, but by a week from today, it should be up to like 79. So
I am
hopefully,
ready. I am ready. I
yeah,
am
me too.
ready to go jogging. I started already, like no soda, no desserts, no sugary stuff. I haven't cut the bread and tortilla out completely, but I'm getting back to eating healthy because to me the holidays extend as long as it's winter.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
you need comfy food when you're cold, and I'm so over it. So, yeah, happy spring.
Yeah, well, that's good. Good for you. Today we thought since it's the first day of spring, we'll just do like a fun, light topic. So we both went on the internet, of course, and found some happy stories, just some positive things to share that we came across.
Yes, the first big one that stuck out, and I actually posted it not too long ago, but it was the fire department in New Mexico, Berlin, New Mexico specifically. But after 15 years of infertility, Chris and Janae Martinez actually adopted a baby boy, Michael, who was abandoned and dropped off at the station. They had, again, 15 years of infertility. So he actually found the baby. He said when he held that baby, he just knew in his eyes, like, this is my baby. This was back in February of last year, but they were able to adopt him March of this year. So
Oh,
I'm like, we need to hear these kind of good stories, man. There's so much negativity and just bad stuff in the world. And so I love
yeah.
stuff like that, especially because I went through infertility and the heartache of that. And they went through it for 15 years. I was dying at 5 years.
Yeah.
So what
Well,
a
that's so
blessing.
exciting. Was it one of those anonymous like baby drop off boxes? I forgot what it's called specifically, but I see them online. They just have the little box, drop the baby off, no questions asked.
Oh, I didn't even
Ask.
know they have that.
Yeah, they have it at I don't think it's at every fire department, but they have it at a few. And you open it, drop the baby off. It's like, a comfy little space. It locks from the outside right away, and then an alarm goes off right away to say that someone's in there, and or that a baby's in there, and so yeah, they go get the baby, and yeah, it's a pretty cool resource for people that might need that.
No, that's awesome because my first thought was, are there not cameras out there? Can't we get the license plate? Can we investigate these people? And for neglect, we're investigators. This is what we do. But I'm glad that they do that because then it is safe to leave your baby. Hopefully, it's their baby they're leaving, right? Like,
Right.
you don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Oh, that's a great story. One that I found, I think it's kind of died out, but it was a TikTok trend that was going pretty positive around the holiday, and it was called She Deserved the Purse Challenge. Did you ever come across that?
I did not. What is that?
Okay. So this TikToker started it, and she was just walking through the diaper aisle and saw, a cute purse. I think it was Target that was left, where the diapers were. And in her mind, she's like, "Oh, this poor mom! Like she left this bag here that she wanted, a bag to purchase, not like a used purse." She's like, she left this bag here. She probably wanted it, but needed the diapers instead. She deserved this purse. Like, so she went and started this little movement where she was leaving gift cards in diaper boxes, and cash, $20, Target gift card, whatever it was. And it got pretty big. And so all over the country, there were people just filming themselves putting little surprises into diaper boxes, and baby supplies in general, for moms to find. So that was really nice.
I did see that actually now that you mention, like that you describe it. And I remember I'm like, oh my God, let me see if I get lucky.
Right? I
And
never did, but
no, of
hopefully it
course,
went to the people that needed it.
my community is like, no, y'all on your own. Like,
Well, of course, like anything else online, it did turn, I don't know, like negative, in that people were seeing that, and then of course going through and like just opening boxes of diapers,
oh
throughout the stores looking
no.
for this stuff. I know, like anything else, it had to get ruined, but it was really nice sentiment, and that is
No, that's
nice
sweet.
to just keep moms in mind. Yeah, to just do something nice maybe for a mom in your life, like just make it much smaller scale, but yeah.
No, because it is. I feel like we sacrifice so much. If I have to buy me, myself or my baby something, I'm going to buy JJ something. Even myself or my husband, I will always choose my two Julians before myself. And it's just, that's why women are the best, right? That's why we're the ones who have the kids. We're nurturing, we're just loving. wholeheartedly. And so that's awesome. I'm glad that
Yeah,
happened. Um,
super cute.
Another thing that I saw, and this was last year, but it's still going viral now, but it was, have you heard of this 15-year-old Himan Bakela? He is the 2024 times Kid of the Year.
No.
Okay. And so he actually is being recognized for creating soap that treats skin cancer. Again, only 15 years old. So he started seeing labor workers just working under the sun with inadequate like skin protection, and he started mixing potions. I say potions, right? He just started mixing chemicals, safe chemicals, and he was able to make a skin care bar soap. And there's a couple that are already out there, but they're not affordable,
Mm-hmm.
and they are now. And so he's actually from Ethiopia, I believe, and he came to America to finish school. And look at him. He like freaking beat everyone and went ahead, and now he's a 2024 again kid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he is just, I'm like, "Oh my god, so sweet. Please don't corrupt him, America,
Yeah.
corporate America." But the soap is available. And so if you just look it up, I'm sure you can find it. I don't know the actual brand because I think it's still in the market, like it's still getting marketed. And so we'll see who he partners up with. But I thought that was neat. Like, you go, baby boy, you go.
Yeah, little kids changing the world. That's great. Actually, this wasn't one of my stats or one of my things that I found, but something I came across was that kids in general seem to be getting happier, like year over year since 2023. It's gone up between ages 13 to college age, and it breaks those down, within smaller age groups within that bigger group. But overall, I have reported an increase in just like general happiness with life, which is exciting and good. And who knows why that is, but and maybe it was just that one survey, but hopefully the kids are getting happier and finding things to be passionate and excited about.
I do think it's like we're pulling away from, when I say we, I mean like parents.
Mm-hmm.
But we're pulling away from technology. We're spending more time with our kids. And I'm not anti technology. I mean, what we're doing now is we're recording, we're all about technology, but we're spending more time with kids, I think. And I also think even just being home and more remote jobs has made that more accessible to be with your kids. And so, I mean,
And maybe all the studies that have come out too, that technology has a negative impact on, family life and just different ways that you can connect with your kids and different resources that we as parents have available to learn, the best ways possible to raise them and keep them in a positive, happy environment as much as possible and teach them to, deal with anything that might come up in life that they need to deal with in a healthy way. So yeah, who knows, it's probably all of that combined.
yeah, I think one of the big things like that we do is, phones is such a big distraction and we're all guilty of it. My husband is a marketing director for like 14, 16 restaurants. And so he's constantly checking emails and working even when he's at home. But one of our rules is no phone when we're eating. So
Mm-hmm.
JJ loves when we eat. He sits there, he's like happy little screeches. He eats with us, and I think that's a big thing. Just being available and being present when you can, because again,
Yeah,
our life is so fast and hard now.
yeah, that's so cute. Another one that I found, of course, all mine relate to TikTok, but it was just someone that posted, and in fact, I think I'm going to try to link it below if I can figure it out. But it was just a video like, tell me something good that's going on in your life right now. And it had, I think, probably a million views, hundreds of thousands of comments. And it was just, I scrolled on it probably for 45 minutes, just like seeing, regular people saying positive things that were happening in their lives. And it was actually specific to the day. And I think this was maybe like 2, 3 days ago that I saw it. It might have been posted earlier. But I think that, for people to take a second and just show gratitude and, have gratitude for each specific day and find something in every day is really positive. I know that there's journals that focus specifically on that. A lot of meditations tell you to focus on one good thing. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming experience, but just finding even one good thing that happens every day, I feel like can really shift your mindset. And sharing that, because reading everyone else's little comments gave me like the good vibes. I was like,
Yeah.
there's so much good stuff happening in the world every day for, people in their everyday lives.
Yeah, and that's why we also wanted to do this. Like, let's just remember that there's a lot of good things happening as much as there are. We're so focused on the negativity all the time, but like you said, it really just lifts your spirit. I will say, speaking personally, like going through my infertility, I always bring that up because that literally was the dark ages. It floored me. But I will say that what pulled me and what kept me up and uplifted was focusing on gratitude. So just focusing on the things that I do have, focusing on the things that I am grateful for that not everyone has. It could be the smallest thing. It can say, oh, I have a vehicle. Oh, I can breathe. I have my two legs. I have, just and you think like, well, a lot of people can say that, well, yeah, you should be grateful, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
don't have that. A lot of people suffer. A lot of people don't have, I have my two parents. I mean, anything that you can find to hold on to, gratitude will pull you from darkness every single time. So I do attest to that.
Yeah, so true. And that's actually a lot of what people were commenting, which just made me feel good too, is that, people are really appreciating like growing their families. It was a lot of, I found out I'm having a girl today. I found out I'm having a baby. I found out we got approved for our, foster family, whatever the case was. A lot of it was like family focused like that in terms of like growing a family. And so that's, at the forefront of a lot of people's minds. And maybe that's my algorithm like working because that's a lot of the content that we consume. But
Well,
yeah, it was really nice.
and even if you can't grow your family like mine, then you focus on the family that you do have now, right? I mean, I
Yeah,
have my son, but at the time I was like, I have my cousins, they're my family, they're my sisters. And so, um,
nieces, nephews. Yeah, totally.
dogs, chickens.
The fur babies. Yeah.
And so, another big one too this year, and I know a lot of people have strong feelings towards the administration, and we're not going to go into it because I'm like a roller coaster, right, depending on the topic. But I will say one of the good things happening is the Operation Stork Speed. Have you heard of that?
No.
And I'm very excited for this, and I hope it's not just a front. And it really is happening, but it's basically an in-depth infant formula nutrition review. We haven't had one, believe it or not. The FDA has not done one since 1998, and so they're finally doing it. Thank you, freaking 27 years later, but okay, we're here, so it's going to get better. But they definitely want to review for heavy metal toxins as well as just enhanced transparency on the labels because they're not being as truthful as they pretend to be or as much as we believe them. And
Oh,
so,
that's really good. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's so great. And so 94% of store bought formula um, has been found to have heavy toxic metals. And then you have crunchy moms who are like, you know what, I'm going to make my own purees or whatever it is, anything with infant or toddler response. I'll make my own snacks, I'll make my own fruit. I can attest I do that too. However, 94% of metals are found in that too because it's
Yeah, I was gonna
everywhere.
say, even in our food sources, yeah, even if you're buying organic, like it's everywhere. The pesticides, everything.
Right. And so that's a big thing, right? Pesticides. But as far as the metal goes, I'm like, well, how does it even get into our food to begin with? And so some of it is natural environment because our Earth's crust
Yeah.
naturally makes metal.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it is also due to pollution, and they're just not what would you say, cleaning or filtering this,
Filtering.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, filtering this food correctly for the kids. It's kind of like whatever's the cheapest way to make it, we're going to make it, and that's the problem. And so
That's packaged food in general, but that is
right,
good that they are focusing specifically on baby food,
baby
when
food
the ones that
specifically.
don't have any control over what they're eating.
Right, and we trust these companies, right? We're so trustworthy. Like, I don't know if you saw recently, off topic, and I'll get back to this one. Even Girl Scout cookies came out on the news. Did you see that they have heavy
I did see
metal?
that.
And my
Yeah.
mom, she's old school, so she saw it and she's like, I don't believe you, B, because why would they still sell it? The US is going to protect their people. And I'm like, what, mom, we're in 2025, what are you talking about? They're being exposed now. And so
Yeah.
we had a whole conversation. Really, it was me talking to the wall because in one year out the other for her. um
Well, everything is about money. The cheapest way that they can possibly make anything, they're going to do it. Like
right.
whether it's, and not care about health consequences at all.
Yeah, even labor, right? You hire for cheaper. Like that's why
Hmm.
people that have been in a company forever, they let them go versus newbies that they can
And then they post a now hiring sign like 20 minutes later. Yeah,
I
exactly.
know, like, geez, let Jill pack her box, man. Like,
Yeah.
um, but I was like, okay, so why, people talk about metal and we know pesticides are bad, right? They mess with your hormones. But metal specifically, I was looking, it causes nausea, fatigue, headaches, abdominal pain, weakness. It even causes depression. Too much metal in your body can cause depression, memory loss. And I don't know if you've seen, there's been an increase in the
Alzheimer's,
Alzheimer's, right?
dementia.
Yeah, yep. And
Hmm.
a lot of that is from heavy metal. And then you also get a lot of muscle cramps. And I tend to think muscle cramps come from dehydration only, but no, it can also be from a lot of metal in your body. And
Hmm.
so, Operation Stork Speed, I am all about you. They're calling it speed because they want to jump and do it as quickly as possible. They also want to add more brands than just US brands. I used to, I couldn't tell you the name anymore because I don't do it anymore, but I used to buy a UK brand. I breastfed for 10 months. I've mentioned that before. And then the last 2 months, I was able to switch over to that formula. That's what I felt safe with. Again, there's probably metal in that too, like, um,
Hmm.
but they do want to outsource cleaner labels because other countries are stricter and they filter, they seem to just filter better than we do. Um,
I mean, hopefully, because who's behind this Operation Stork Speed? Like, hopefully, it is for the right reason of, just caring about the health of our kids. But I'm just a cynic with that. Like, I'm still going to think it's all about money. So
it's another,
I
it's
don't,
just like they move one veil to put another.
exactly. Yeah. Like, are they really trying to
Well,
decrease the metals? Because if so, they would be overhauling the entire food system because we're all full of heavy metals and plastics and
oh yeah.
all of it.
Well,
So,
even like the red dye that they finally took out, right?
mhm.
And they're like, but you guys have 2 to 3 years to remove it off the shelves. I'm like, 2 to 3 years? Like these kids,
Yeah.
myself, whoever, are still going to get, poisoned in the meantime. And infertility has skyrocketed along with just so many illnesses, mental illnesses, just a lot of things. And some people
Mhm.
blame vaccines, some people blame food. I am a big believer that food does change your body because I went with my fertility journey, how much I changed to get to JJ and keep JJ. And now I'm
Mhm.
back to eating what I used to eat. As you can tell, I'm getting a little fluffy. But there was a big difference in even my inflammation inside my body and in my uterus when I made big changes. And so
Mhm.
I do believe, like what they say, you are what you eat. So if you're eating toxins, baby, your whole body's going to be toxic.
That's true. Yeah, I believe that too. I believe that we're at least somewhat have control over, like you said, the inflammation and um, that contributes to a lot of diseases. I'm a big believer in like just going outside. We've talked about this before, like the sunlight, water, all of that. So yeah, even though we can't control it all, and I'm negative about it, we can we can make small choices
Yeah, so this
to
this is a positive thing.
better.
I'm like, freaking, we haven't done such an extensive review of this since 1998. Are you kidding me? But
Yeah.
I don't want to harp on that. I just happy that it's finally happening. Like you said, hopefully it is happening for the right reasons. That's all we can really do is hope.
Yeah. Who are we exactly?
And so, yeah. Did you have any more? I did have one cute story. It was cute. It just made me smile.
No, tell us.
And so before we close out, or before we leave, I do want to close out with, I don't know if you saw, it just happened earlier this month in March. There was a 4-year-old um, who called 911 on his mom. And the police arrived. It was two women. They arrived to knock on the door and they're like, "What's going on?" The mom was like, "Why are you here? It's just me and my kids." And so, sure enough, they bring the 4-year-old and she's like, "Did you call 911?" He did. He got into her phone, called 911. And when they asked why, he said, "Because my mom's being bad. She's eating my ice cream." And so,
Oh gosh.
and so they did have to do a whole investigation. At the end, they took a picture with the kid. Like they thought it was hilarious. They did get after him, like, "Hey, you cannot be blocking lines for real emergencies, and they explained to him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, kids are just so sweet. They're so innocent.
So
They
pure, yeah.
like, to them that is a crime. You're eating their snacks, their ice
Yeah.
cream.
That is emergent.
That is an emergency. Like, that's what a child sees. Like, they're so sweet. To them, that's like the world falling apart, right? Their mom ate their ice cream. So
Yeah.
I
You
thought,
know, it's funny. I think we're entering the era. I've been thinking about it recently because I've been eating a lot of, I don't know, I've just been craving a lot of spicy things recently. And Maddie keeps trying to get at my plate because she's becoming more and more curious about things other than just what she eats. And so I keep having to tell her, like, no, it's hot, it's hot. And she barely understands hot. She only understands it really with water temperature. But but it just made me think of like the fact that, when we're gonna get to a point where mom's eating ice cream and she's gonna want some, no, it's hot.
yeah, yeah, no,
It's spicy.
that's what it is. And then
They're
with
so funny.
like with all the chemicals, I'm like, no eating red dye. Like, I'm big on that. But we
Yeah.
had a red velvet cupcake, and I'm like running to the laundry room to stuff it in my face. And my mom's like, well, why can't he have it and you can have it? I'm like, Mom, I'm already in my 30s. Like, it's not going to get any better, woman. So,
Yeah.
but JJ still has hope. So there, my husband and I are taking turns stuffing these cupcakes in our mouth, and
That's
JJ
funny.
has no idea. I literally just made him like a broccoli and banana popsicle. I know it sounds
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
with honey. Oh my god, it really is.
Bananas cover any taste of vegetable, really. So
And then the
if you're
honey,
blending anything with a banana, yeah.
yeah, it was so good because I ate the remainder. Like, what didn't I drank it like a shake, and I'm like, oh, this
Hmm.
is good, and he loves them. Like,
Yeah.
so you can still be toxic and then let your baby be toxic free.
Yeah. So cute. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed just this positive episode. If like I said, I'm gonna try to link that TikTok with everyone's like good stories. But if you guys have anything good going on in your life today, we would really love to read about it. Just leave us a quick comment with something good that is happening in your life or that happened to you today.
Yes, and one last good news, guys. We are working on a website with
Yes.
blogs and recipes, and it probably won't come out till the summer because it's a lot of work. But we are working on it, and so we are very excited to share that with y'all soon.
Yes, just something exciting to come. But thank you guys for tuning in. As always, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, and Instagram. Go follow us, share us with your friends, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Living in the moment, it's the mom life.